I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life, where I am taking it one day at a time, bringing you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. We need to close out March budget. Yes, March budget is coming to a close. So before doing so, let's pull us a quote of the day or the video. The world needs your unique gifts. Don't leave with them still inside you. That is, speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. We're going to sit that there. So we have pulled out our monthly budget overview worksheet. We're going to discuss this later after we close out our digital format. This is our monthly budget overview detail. This talked about our goals, our income, the expenses, and the categories. So let's go ahead and talk about the goals. I wasn't able to file my taxes because I didn't finish preparing my taxes. I was able to get the promotion for my internet, so yay. And I was able to put $250 towards my car loan. To be exact, you will see the amount when I do the breakdown. Yes, and then we'll discuss that. The next thing that I wanted to discuss is the weekly check-in. So I didn't close it out in week 4 because this number was kind of off. And I knew it was off because there was a transaction that was missing. And yeah, so after carefully looking at the account, looking at what's going to be deducted, I determined the amount remaining at $16.02. That's the amount that we are carrying over from the envelope system. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it at this point, but that's how much is in that particular account. Lastly is just to look over our sinking funds. I went ahead and tallied up. This is the balance in Me, Myself, and I, which is slowly growing. Savannah is at $267. And the Sandlot is at $100. But I know that soon we'll be looking at starting getting the grass cut for that property. So that will start decreasing, and I'll be starting regularly adding to it until the end of the season. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to our digital format, and then after that, we'll come on back. All right, see you over there. Okay, so here we are on the digital format of my budget. So this is a spreadsheet that I purchased from Tasha with TashaLovesLife.com or Mind Your Money here on YouTube. This is one of the digital ways that I record my budget and close out my budget. So let's go ahead and get into this. As stated, if there's no changes to the amount that you're seeing, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm just going to say same and keep it moving. So when it came to giving, it was actually $380. Auto insurance actually $290. Car note is actually $228 a month. Credit card number 1 was $128. Credit card number 2 was $112. Credit card number 3, there was no balance on credit card number 3 for March budget. Credit card number 4 was $94. Electric is 0 because we paid extra in the month of February or during the February budget. So yeah. Internet was the same. Life insurance was the same. OnStar was the same. The phone bill is actually $169. So it is some things I do need to come and update. Rent is actually $800 now. Renter's insurance is paid up for the year, so I don't have to make any changes to that at this present time. Storage, same. Student loans D, same. Student loans E is not due until May, so there's nothing there. TV subscriptions is $50. This is the last $50 for TV subscriptions because I no longer have the cable service, so that will be removed. So I definitely do need to sit and update the sheets after I do this. Value personal property insurance is actually paid for the year, so we don't have to worry about that. The water bill was actually $39. Extra debt payment, I was able to put a total of $800 towards debt, y'all, out of this budget. Miscellaneous is actually $233. Gym membership was $25. There's no annual subscriptions that was due in the month or in the March budget. Emergency funds. So this is like emergency fund slash savings because we're really not working towards our emergency fund goal at this time. But I did send $174 to savings in the March budget. The envelope system was actually $610. And then sinking funds was a total of $617. So that gives us a total of $4,930 that we actually allocated to either an bill, savings, envelope system, sinking funds. So let's see how that looks compared to the income. Looks bad. If the income I was expected to bring in for the month of March was the only thing that came in, I would have been over budget $1,086. Okay, so we knew there was some adjustments, so let's talk about that. When it came to the income, this is the month where my income was going to shift due to the fact that I did receive I was gonna say bonus, but we didn't receive the bonus in February. So but maybe the changes to my new position. I'm gonna go with that. I think it was like a mini bonus there. But yeah, so that total was $4,318 I actually brought in or hit my bank account from my employer. For my stipend is actually $153. And for the variable expenses, which includes any side income, bonuses, anything of that, that was, let me just make sure, and 30. So it should be $459. Let's see. Bobby. Yes. $459. So that came from, I did receive some bonuses. I did have some carryover, as well as I did have a little side income that I applied to March. So that actually had me like $41 short of what I want to bring in extra each month, but it was darn close, y'all. So as we can see, every dollar is accounted for. So let's go ahead and make our way back, back, back to the tabletop so we can close out our categories. All right. See you soon. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and close this out. Let's get our green marker. And we're going to see what our money said about us, okay? Where our money went and what categories and why. So we know from the digital format, $4,930 is what I brought in. Given was $380. Savings was $174. Housing, there was no changes to housing. There was no changes to insurance. It's really changes to that until the beginning of the year. Lifestyle, the same thing, $240. Now for debt. Debt total was $1,670. That included $800 that went towards debt. That is the most I've ever sent to debt extra. Okay, extra. Ever in history of being an adult, extra. That shows a lot of growth in me personally. So kudos to me. For the envelope system was $610, and then sinking funds is $617. So we need to compare percentage-wise, so we can, we need to calculate the percentages so we can compare what we budgeted and what actually happened. So for the given, where it's going to be, and before I just do it on my own, I'm going to show you I do 380 and I divide that by the total of 4930, and that gives us 8%. And I just do that for all of them. So let me just go ahead and do that, and then we'll keep it going. Okay, we are done with that. Let me just make sure that equals 100%. Yes. All right, so let's break it down. When it came to giving, I budgeted $335, but I actually was able to give $380. So even though the total amount went up, the percentages went down because of the extra income that came in. Only a small portion was allocated to giving. When it came to savings, as we can see, it went up 4%. Of course it would be because it was 0%, okay? For housing, it was the same amount. The percentages was different. It went down because nothing more went to housing. So the extra that came in wasn't applied to this category. That goes the same for insurance as well as lifestyle. So that's why those percentages went down, even though the amounts didn't change. When it came to debt, I budgeted $689, which was 21% of my income in the beginning, but I actually was able to send $1,670, or $1,670 went towards that category. So that was 34% of my income. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm not scared of that. That lets me know where my priorities are. For an envelope system, I budgeted $550, and $610 is what I actually allocated to this category. And as you can see, it went down even though the number went up. And it's the same concept, is that only a small portion of that additional income went towards this category. Then we have sinking funds. It's $300. I budgeted at 9% of my income. $617 was actually what I spent, and that was 12% of the income that I brought in March. So the numbers went up because I allocated a large portion to sinking funds when I actually brought in the income versus when I budgeted. So what did my money say about me in the month of March? It says, I am taking being debt-free seriously. In the past, I would say it, but I wasn't feeling it. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't say I have a long ways to say debt-free because I have 6 figures of student loan. But I would say I am on a path of being more financially responsible and making the right decisions for my money to ensure I'm not incurring any debt that I can't pay back. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so my money didn't say I was a giver of this month, even though I was a giver. It said I was a doer. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and we are done. We are done. In the meantime, in between time, peace.